It's been a wild, rumor-filled 8 days since Kevin Durant was named Finals MVP again, this time in a sweep over the Cavaliers. So almost immediately, the LeBron James rumor mill began. Will he retire in Cleveland? Will he head out west, make a return to South Beach? Your guess is probably as good as mine. But then on Friday, reports surfaced that Spurs All-Star Kawhi Leonard wants out of San Antonio and would prefer a trade to the Lakers. So for more on what could possibly happen in La La Land, we welcome in Tanya Ganguly of the LA Times. Tanya, do you see the Lakers trading assets to acquire Kawhi this summer or potentially waiting to pursue him once he's a free agent?
I think that what you just said really factors into this. There is the understanding of the building that he's going to become a free agent next summer, so you may not want to give up too much, depending on what else the options are. I mean, the Lakers have put themselves in a position where they can be very flexible, and so they've really taken their stance this summer has been to stay open to all options. So one thing they're going to need to know is, how healthy is he? Is this quad injury going to be something that lingers? But if they feel comfortable with that and they know that they can build the super team that they've been talking about building, if they know that they can do that this year and that trading for Kawhi will be a big part of that, they'd definitely be willing to give up assets.
Okay, you said it. The super team they've been talking about building. Is there a way that the Lakers could get Kawhi, LeBron, and either Paul George or Chris Paul this summer?
I would be shocked if Chris Paul was an option right now. I mean, I know in the past he'd been interested in that, but I just don't see that happening this year. But if they can get rid of Lonzo Ball's contract, they will, and depending on how a trade for Kawhi would work, I mean, there is a possibility. I mean, it's not impossible that they could create a team with LeBron, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard.
Well, we've also seen rumors of a potential Lonzo Ball trade. Could you describe his relationship with the franchise now?
I think that his relationship with the franchise, his relationship is less complicated than the franchise's relationship with the whole package, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. When he's by himself, when he's with the organization, they liked him. They want him to get a little stronger, and they want his body to be able to handle injuries better. I mean, there's that aspect of it, but he's not a bad locker room guy. He's been a good, they like his talent. They like what he can do. They were so excited about selecting him second overall last year, and they called him the face of the franchise. I think that I'm not going to say it's impossible that they would trade him, but I don't know that they would be looking to do that. And I'd frankly be surprised. I mean, if there was a deal for Kawhi, I would be a little bit surprised if Lonzo was part of that, unless maybe there was another team involved. But I think in order to trade him, they would have to be blown away by something.
How about Julius Randle? Do you know yet what the future looks like for him as a free agent?
Well, that's tough. I mean, I wrote a story a few weeks ago where his agent, Aaron Mintz, who also represents Paul George, told me that he doesn't know what the Lakers' priorities are with Julius or if he's a priority. So, I think that when you're talking about Julius' situation, it's also a very fluid situation because they might need that money to spend on some of these superstars that they've been talking about. But they also really like him, and they really like what he was able to do this year. Luke Walton has talked about how he wants Julius back next year. It's just going to depend on what kind of money he garners in the market because he's a restricted free agent, and what else the Lakers are going to want to do.
You also wrote recently that no Laker is untouchable. Is that still the case?
Yeah, that's still true. I think the reason that I thought that was so interesting is because last year they really talked about Brandon Ingram as being an untouchable player. They wouldn't trade him no matter what. But this year they're really trying to keep an open mind, and they're trying to, if there are opportunities that come up, they're not going to close the door to them. And I know that there are some young guys that play for the Lakers that are wondering if they're going to still be here, what the team's going to look like. But yeah, as far as I know, there are no untouchables on the Lakers right now.
You guys can find Tanya's Lakers coverage in the LA Times and can follow her on Twitter @Tanya Ganguly. Thanks, Tanya.
No problem.